Before the video starts, I just want to issue a quick correction. I said in the last video that the Miracle Seed and items like it increase their respective types' power by an additional 1.5 times, essentially being a second same type attack bonus. That is not correct. It's a 1.2 times boost, so 20%. It's still good enough, but it's not nearly as good as I was making it out to be. Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In the last episode, we made it here to Dewford Town, explored everything there was to do, and then headed up to Granite Cave in order to catch ourselves a new team member in Slate, the Geodude, who hasn't had a debut battle yet, probably won't be seeing much action in this episode because the gym is at he is at a disadvantage against this gym, and yeah, overall, he's gonna be having a pretty rough start, but that'll be fine. I just wanted to use a Geodude in this Let's Play, so I'm going to. Also, Manuka evolved into a Grovyle finally after learning Giga Drain, so yeah, Giga Drain is a move that Trico could only learn as a Trico, so pretty nice to have that. Also got all the Zigzagoons back into the party, and yeah, this time, we are going to be taking on the gym here in Dewford Town, but first, let's talk strategy. This is a fighting type gym, and our team is very much not equipped for that. Unfortunately, my main strategy while I was writing my notes was to teach either Puff or Manuka Echoed Voice. Unfortunately, neither of them can learn Echoed Voice. The strategy was going to be spam Echoed Voice while one of them is holding a Choice Scarf. That isn't an option, unfortunately, although I can teach Rock Tomb to Slate in place of Rollout because we don't have Defense Curl, and Rollout just isn't going to be very good long-term, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, my main strategy has already fallen through on the basis that it's literally not possible to do. So, we have a bit of an issue here. I think in place of that strategy, I'm going to give the Quick Claw to Slate just so he has an item, but he's not going to be doing much in this gym. I just want him in the front so I can switch train. We're really just going to be relying on Puff and Manuka to be able to do the raw damage to actually finish off opponents in here, which is not necessarily ideal, but it's all we've really got, so here we go. Hello. Yo, how's it going, champ to be, Aura? I forgot I was Southern for a moment there. Dewford's gym leader, Brawly, commands fighting-type Pokemon. Going against him with normal-type Pokemon is asking for trouble. Fighting-type Pokemon will lay a serious smackdown on normal-type Pokemon, so stay on your toes. Hey, okay, go for it. Not gonna give you any advice about rock types. You're on your own if you're using those. A vending machine. We can buy fresh water for 200 Poke. These are equivalent to super potions, but they are cheaper, so yeah, you can go through here and buy a ton of these if you want. Each vending machine also has a small chance of giving you 2 every time you buy an item, or 3 in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire only. We'll be going over this in more detail later on because we can only buy fresh water from this one, but overall, I think it's worth buying a ton of items here. There's no Pokemart in Dewford Town, so this is your only opportunity to buy healing items here, so if you don't want to have to talk to Mr. Briny and go all the way back to Petalburg just to buy items, this is your lot in life. Which is fine. I think we've probably gotten enough now. Oh, Clunk! An extra... we got a bonus drink! Hey! Nice. I'll take it. Unfortunately, no third drink, but that's fine. Dewford Town Pokemon Gym. Let's go through. Don't you dare brush me off! It's not my fault if you cry! Okay, meanie. Yeah, so this is one of the toughest gyms in the game. I would argue that for the original Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald as well as this game, but I'd say it's probably worse in the originals, just because everything is a little bit harder in Generation 3. Which is not to downplay these games being difficult at all, but like, most of my team is about level 20 before Gym 2, so that should give you an idea on that. Tailo is a Pokemon I would highly recommend here. Tailo grows really fast in the early game, thanks to it being in the medium-slow experience group, which I know sounds ridiculous, but trust me, it's not. It makes sense if you actually look at the curve. Talo grows ridiculously fast early on, and it learns Wing Attack. Gator, I know I always call you out on that, Gator. I'm sorry, but I've seen that clip on my For You page probably like 3 times here on YouTube, and it's ridiculous every time I watch it. Yeah, Wing Attack, Aerial Ace, both of those are great options here. They can take out basically everything here in a single hit. I'm not going to go ahead and argue that most of the trainers here are a threat, because they aren't. Stepping on those switches lights up these areas so you can actually see through them. This guy is the issue. Might is right, come on! You're definitely in a position to be saying that, Black Belt Hideki. Hideki's Machop has near perfect IVs for some reason, along with Focus Energy to raise its critical hit rate and Low Sweep to lower your speed. Hideki is genuinely more of a speedrun killer than the gym leader here. He is rough to fight. I'm going to be switching out to Manuka in the hopes that we are able to just beat him with special attacks, because Bullet Seed isn't going to be doing as much as I'd like it to, probably. Machop is better physically than it is specially, so let's try out Giga Drain. This is a fitting debut, I think, for Manuka. Yeah. One-shotting Hideki. That is satisfying. Yeah, he is a speedrun killer. There is a small chance your Mudkip will be able to outspeed him and actually hit with a Silk Scarf boosted echoed voice, but if he outspeeds you, that could be the end of a speedrun, genuinely. Yeah, this gym was changed pretty drastically. In the original games, it was just a flash puzzle where you couldn't use flash, so defeating the trainers lit up the area more. Instead, you step on these switches in the remake to see more. This gym is based on, well, a gym, pretty obviously, or a fitness center. And I think this is probably the best gym as far as actually going with a theme. I already sang the praises of Respero City's gym doing that, and I will continue to do so because Respero Gym looks cool as hell in this game, but I don't think any gym actually does their theme quite as well as this one. I think the idea of this being a fitness center is kind of funny because it's on an island in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, you would find a 24-hour fitness on an island in the middle of nowhere, but I don't know, it fits really well. The original gym, like in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, really did not have anything as far as the theme goes, so I appreciate them giving it a theme in this remake. God, we're really seeing that with how much I've been doing dailies and how strong my Pokemon already are as a result. They're barely gaining anything from doing these battles. I wish Slate could, but like, a rock type going against a bunch of Machop that know powerful moves and have a high attack stat is, like, the prospects just aren't great for Slate, unfortunately, so still going to be relying on Puff and Manuka to handle basically everything. Yeah, that's alright though. Beat Tessa? But how? How could I lose so easily? Bad AI. As if there's such a thing as good AI. Yeah, this gym is not particularly tricky. I didn't even have that memorized. It's basically just press a button, you'll probably hit the right direction. Yeah. I don't know if there's a way around here. Yeah, there's not, and we already know that, so now we can just go back here and wabam. Look at that. Easiest gym of my life. And he is in here, I mean, I guess he's exercising, but I mean, I guess that makes sense. There's all sorts of exercise equipment here, but it's really just these, like, walking things that they made me use in physical therapy and treadmills. The rest of it he just does on his own. Alright, we are going to use a potion on Puff and a Lepa Berry, which I have 592 of, on Bullet Seed and Giga Drain. And that's about all I can hope to do here. Let's hope for the best. Also, I should take the Everstone away from Slate. He's not holding an Everstone, he's holding a Quick Claw. Let's hope for the best.
I'm Brawly, Dewford's gym leader. I've been churned in the rough waves of these parts, and I've grown tough using the cave at the outskirts of this town as my training ground, as well as using the equipment of this gym. So, you want to challenge me? Let's see what you're made of. I gave him the Sonic voice because he's voiced by Jason Griffith in the anime, and it always stuck with me that he just sounds like Surfer Sonic. But yeah, Leader Brawly, here we go. He is going to be leading with Machop. Level 14, fighting type, guts for the ability, so do not inflict a status condition on this thing. Knowing the moves Leer, Karate Chop, Seismic Toss, and Bulk Up. Level 14, huh? I know I said I didn't care about, like, getting super over-leveled with my Pokemon, but, like, at a certain point it becomes a little ridiculous, doesn't it? Yeah, avoid the Karate Chop too, thanks to the Bright Powder. Everything coming into play here. Okay, maybe this gym isn't going to be as difficult as I expected. Slate grew to level 14, that's nice. And Makuhita is next. Makuhita is level 16, fighting type, guts for the ability, so again, under any circumstances, do not inflict a status condition, knowing the moves Arm Thrust, Knock Off, Sand Attack, and Bulk Up. If it hits with Knock Off, it is going to do more damage than usual, and it's going to get rid of your Pokemon's held item, if it has one, so be careful of that. Otherwise, Arm Thrust is the most dangerous thing it has, and Bulk Up will increase its attack and defense. Plus Sand Attack to decrease your accuracy sucks a little bit, but the Bright Powder, I don't know if I actually want to rely on it. Do I want Puff to do anything, or do I want this to be a badass debut gym for Manuka? Puff soloed the first gym. Manuka's got this. Yeah. Whoa now! You made a much bigger splash than I expected. Okay, you got me. Take this gym badge. The Knuckle badge makes all Pokemon up to level 30, even those you get in trades, obey without question. You know what? I think you can make full use of this too. I'm sure this will help your Pokemon bulk up muscle. Bulk Up. Bulk Up temporarily enhances the Pokemon's muscle power. The move boosts both attack and defense stats of the Pokemon. I can see your talent becoming a giant wave that causes a storm of astonishment with trainers one day. I look forward to the day when I can surf your giant wave. By the way, have you been to Granite Cave? It's located to the north of this town. It's full of fascinating stuff like rare stones and wall paintings thousands of years old. My friend Steven rushed to the cave after I told him about it. Yeah, so not only is he friends with this Steven person we need to deliver this letter to, but also he's a training partner of Bruno of the Kanto Elite Four. You learn this if you speak to an NPC in the Sevalt Canyon in Fire Red and Leaf Green, which, yeah, it's just a little bit of lore I appreciate, connecting the regions, it's always fun. By the way, okay, you already told me this. TME gave us his Bulk Up, and I'm actually curious if Geodude can learn that. No, unfortunately. I was hoping because this is just Curse without the negative effect of lowering speed, so that would be a good move for Geodude, but unfortunately no. That should be fine. Yeah, we can see the full, like, fitness center as we're leaving now. It's pretty nice. Get to see the whole theme, and you. Whoa, it's turned too bright in here. Your future's bright too. Too bright. Die! Brawly certified trainers, just us. Nobody else has ever beaten this gym. Nice. Yeah, Brawly is yet another trainer in the gym that can be a run killer. If you inflict his Pokemon with statuses, they're absolutely brutal. And yeah, getting started with the Silk Scarf and just spamming Echoed Voice is still your best bet. Brawly also has one of the better redesigns in this remake again. In the original games, he was dressed wearing what looked to be a shirt that was good for swimming and otherwise baggy pants and tennis shoes. His remake design put him in a full-on wetsuit with goggles, gloves, and water shoes, which makes a lot of sense for a surfer dude. Anyway, that's pretty much all for today. Next time on Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we're going to be heading to Granite Cave once again to deliver that letter to Steven. See you guys then.